Hi and welcome to Natilik Live on the Road. As you can probably tell if you know us here at Natilik, we are outside in Devonshire Square this morning. So I'm very pleased to be joined by the Wireless Ninjas, Matt and Mac.
Hey.
So welcome,
Hello.
guys.
Hiya.
And today we're going to be talking about Enterprise Grade Wi-Fi. So I have a couple of questions. So the first one is, what is now seen as like standard when delivering Wi-Fi to customers and clients?
Well, Wi-Fi now is seen as such an important part of the network because everyone wants Wi-Fi no matter where you go, what you do. Wi-Fi is generally seen as the most important thing. If people don't have good working Wi-Fi, they tend to go somewhere else. It's one of the first things I check. Say I'm going to go stay at a hotel, I would read up how good the Wi-Fi is. The same if you're working and collaborating with people, you want to be able to freely move around the office. So it's not seen as a luxury anymore. It's an important piece of the network.
Yeah, exactly. And
So-
also, I would say that it really depends on what vertical are we discussing here. So it will be completely different for just data, or for voice, or for RTLS, or for high density, right?
And it depends on the environment. If it's, you can use it in an office space, you can use it in retail, in hospitals, airports. It really depends on what they're trying to get from the Wi-Fi. There's so much now that you can, other than just getting onto the internet, you can get from your wireless.
Yeah,
But
it's quite difficult to answer this question with like one size fits all.
Yeah.
Because if you're just designing for data Wi-Fi, then all you think is about just data. How can I pass my data? Do I really need to roam very quickly? Do I walk around the office fast with my mobile devices? Maybe not necessarily, but that would completely change if you design for, let's say, voice, right? And what makes a wireless network being considered a voice wireless network? It's like it doesn't even have to be considered, voice in a design. For as long as people they have their mobile devices and they go around the office with their Skype for business, with Teams, with WebEx, with WhatsApp calls, it is already voice, right?
yeah, and it's interesting how many customers you speak to and they will say, "Oh no, I don't need a voice-ready wireless network."
But
I'm not
really?
gonna be using it. But you think if a user comes in with an iPhone and connects to the wireless, they're probably going to be using Wi-Fi calling. So now you've got a voice wireless network. So you have to cater and think about them things when deploying these wireless networks.
So there's so many considerations of actually what are people going to be using it for affects what you're going to implement.
100%, like Mac is saying about the difference between like a data-ready wireless network or a voice-ready wireless network or a location-based wireless network. Really, when you pick out them three different types of deployments, will affect how many access points you'll need to deploy each one of those.
Yeah, and how many considerations you have to consider there. So just add location analysis and location tracking, RTLS, to the equation when you start thinking about if I just need Wi-Fi triangulation, or is hyperlocation in the books, or maybe we'll use BLE or VBLE, and it can get quite complicated.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of considerations and design that comes into it.
And when you're thinking about obviously the existing network and considerations with like a space like this, are there kind of bits and pieces you'd have to think about?
Yeah, for sure. With regards to the existing network, things you need to take into consideration from the LAN side is if you're putting in new model access points, is the LAN going to be able to support how many APs coming on now? Do the switches have enough power to be able to power these access points? Because these access points now that are coming out, they have a lot more going on inside it, so they require a lot more juice to be able to power them. So any existing infrastructure may not be able to support it as well. So especially if it's quite an old infrastructure, that old cabling as well won't be able to get as faster speeds. You might need to upgrade the cabling as well as the switches to be able to power it. But if you look at an environment like this, where you've got access points, obviously there's going to be challenges around like where you're going to run the cabling, where you should actually be able to physically mount the access points. And
also assuming that you have them already mounted and they are happy with the underlying network, how do you secure the network? What components do you need to secure the network? Do you just need to have like an open network guest flow or EAP-based authentication? These are all very, very valid components building network, and you might or might not have them in your existing infrastructure. So that's something to think about.
Yeah. Wow, so we have covered a hell of a lot of different components and factors that you'd have to consider when going forward with a Wi-Fi project.
And we're really only just dipping our toe in the water at the moment. We're holding back with how much we really want to talk about, but yeah.
But thanks so guys so
Thank you.
much for coming on and chatting with us. Obviously, if you any of this is of interest and you want to have a deeper discussion with the guys, get in touch with us. I know you do very, very thorough Wi-Fi surveys which cover everything from top to bottom. So yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they are quite nice.
Brilliant. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.